Hello everyone, it's Sandra and welcome to today's video. I know it sounds really cliche, but holy crap, it's November. It's 5:30 p.m. and it's dark outside, so it's time for me to just cocoon myself into a turtleneck and never come out. Canadian winters are long. It's gonna be a long, sad journey. Something that cheers me up when the weather outside is frightful. Oh my god, I need to stop with the bad jokes. Something that cheers me up is putting on a good face of makeup. Makeup is just has always been such a positive, empowering, joyful thing in my life. So today what I'm going to be doing is showing you my current feel-good makeup routine. It's an everyday makeup routine. I mean, I've been wearing this day and night. You can throw a bold lip with this and it still looks great. I really, really love it. It's been making me feel really, really happy and I want to share it with you. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, just keep on watching. Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation has been a favorite over this last month. I could go with a lighter shade right now. This is getting to be a little bit too dark for me right now. I'm using shade 3.5. We will make it work. I like to take this Hakuhodo foundation brush first and just kind of, not even buff, I'm just tapping it in on the areas where I'd like the coverage to focus. And then I go in with a damp beauty blender sponge. I've been watching The Good Place lately. One of my good friends recommended it to me and I have been absolutely hooked. It's really quirky, it's really funny. There's 2 seasons of it on Netflix and season 3 is currently airing. It's a show that airs on NBC and it's really, really good. It's currently the show that I'm into right now. I go through phases with TV show watching. Now as you can see, this foundation does not have super high coverage or anything. Although I can build it up to get more coverage in some areas, I would rather just use concealer for that. I like to leave the bulk of my skin with just a very subtle light to medium coverage, and then I like to pinpoint conceal any areas of concern. And I'm using the Mercier Secret Camouflage Concealer. Today I use this in the shade SC3, and I like to warm up the product with my fingers first, and then I just kind of dab it on the areas where I need more coverage, and I pat it into the skin. And I like to let it sit for a couple minutes so it warms up, and then I buff it in with a brush. Patch of irritation under my eyes. It's so weird. At first I thought it was a breakout, but it's not. It doesn't feel rough or anything. It's just a little red patch. So I'm not sure if maybe I accidentally put something that was a little bit too harsh under my eyes. I'm trying to take it easy and not use any like acids or retinols or anything like that. I'm going to try to give my skin a little break. Little concealer brush and just blend out the edges of the areas that I've spot concealed. Sometimes if I notice that the coverage of the concealer isn't sticking as well as I'd like, if I have a blemish that's being a little bit more persistent, I like to take a smaller concealer brush and just dab it on very, very lightly to pinpoint conceal. This is a technique that Lisa Eldridge uses all the time, and her pinpoint concealing video sounds very dramatic, but that video pretty much changed my life. It changed the way I did makeup. As someone that has struggled with acne for a long time, I was always just trying to cover my entire face, and her philosophy of just covering your face with a sheer coverage and just going in hard on those particular areas really changed the way that I did my base. And once I discovered that, I never kind of looked back. It is more time consuming, but just the end result looks so much better. The skin looks so much more natural. My trusty little under eye combination, taking a little bit of the Sisley corrector just on my ring finger. What is your go-to feel-good makeup? Is it a red lip? Is it a smoky eye? Is it just a subtle, natural makeup look? I did finish my October wearing red lipstick challenge, and I did a blog post of my favorite red lips that I have discovered through my little October challenge. So if you want to check that out, I will have a link to that. You can check it out on the screen. in my description box as well. It was a fun way to kind of show some love to a underused part of my makeup. If you ever feel overwhelmed with the makeup that you own, or if you ever want to get yourself to stop being tempted to buy new stuff, I highly recommend just setting up a little personal challenge for yourself every month. Go through your makeup and pick out, for example, the eyeshadow palette that you've used the least in the last year, in the last couple years, and force yourself to use that palette every single day for the next month, or every single day for the next week or so. Just do little challenges that kind of force you to use something that you already have, and most of the time you will rekindle your love for that product, and you will also find new ways to make it work with maybe new items that you've acquired. You know, we're constantly tempted to buy new stuff, and buying new stuff is awesome, and it's a lot of fun for sure, but it's also really fun when you kind of figure out new ways to use something that you already own. And I feel like something like that also makes me more mindful about the new stuff that I end up buying. I find that I've become a lot more critical of the things that I buy, and I don't impulse shop as often. I mean, I still do, don't get me wrong, but not as much as I used to. I look so shiny right now in this light, which is not, I don't look this shiny in real life, I promise. That's the one downside of fall and it being dark. It's really hard for me to film in natural light, so I have to rely on bright fake lights that make me look like I'm really shiny, even though I'm not. Going to take a little bit of my Pure Cosmetics mineral powder. So for bronzer, I've been using this Clarins. This product is actually not a bronzer at all. It's a primer that they released in the summer, I think. They had like a little primer collection, and I think the bronzing shades were limited edition. They had two shades. This is a lighter shade, and they had a darker shade. And I don't like to use this as primer because it's too warm to be all over my face, but I really like to use this as a bronzer. It kind of reminds me of the tone of the Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel. Just adds a lovely bit of warmth. It's really, really subtle, and it's a nice alternative to the harsher, more contoury types of bronzers that I was using earlier in the year. And it leaves my cheeks just looking really nice and fresh and glowy. So I've really been into this. And it's probably like the least bronzy that I've ever looked. I usually use a lot more bronzer, a lot deeper bronzers than this. These two have been products that I've been using a lot over the last month. This is my little MAC quad that I made myself. It's really old. These are the colors that I use the most on a regular basis. I use the shade Brulee all over the lid, and then I kind of mix in Wedge and Soft Brown in my crease. I've also been using the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette a lot. And then this little palette from Armani. This is an Armani eyeshadow quad, and it's in the color Avant-Premiere #2. It is so, so beautiful. Armani eyeshadows are like butter. They are so soft, very, very subtle. There's not a lot of like extreme shimmer, extreme metallic action going on. If you want extreme shimmer and extreme metallic action, they have the Ice to Kill Extreme eyeshadow formula that they have. That's been a favorite of mine for years. Those are really, really extreme, but this is really nice and subtle for every day. And I've actually really, really been loving this color here, which is kind of bland, kind of boring, but it just looks so good on the eyes. It just kind of matches my skin tone, but it's a little bit deeper than it, just a hint. It's got a hint of peachiness in it, and I've just been loving this all over my eyelid. Maybe a nice challenge for November would be to use an eyeshadow quad that you haven't used in a while. Show it some love and find new ways to incorporate it in your daily routine. Even if you're just using 1 or 2 shades from it, you don't have to do a complete look with everything, but you never know what you'll find. So I'm going to take a little bit of MAC Soft Brown, just so gray and cold outside. It kind of makes me want to do a warmer eye look. So just Soft Brown by MAC, which is one of my all-time favorite crease colors. I don't do anything too complicated. I love watching really intricate makeup videos like Samantha Ravndal when she does her cut crease. It's so beautiful, but I do not have the willpower to do that. I'm just like, I like to just slap it on and blend haphazardly and just go. If you want beautiful, inspirational, high quality eyeshadow looks, this is not the channel for you. If you want easy stuff that you can apply when you're half asleep and you're late for work, then my channel is right up your alley. I'm going to take this pretty bronze color from the Armani palette. This is what it looks like. It's not too metallic. Like, it has a sheen to it, but if you blend it out. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that on a pencil brush and use it as a eyeliner, just very, very gently. What is your favorite eyeshadow smoky brush? I've been using this MAC 219 brush for years, and I feel like it's getting a little bit too scratchy. I'd like something with a similar shape with a little bit, maybe a little less stiff. If MAC Teddy was an eyeshadow, this would be it. Really pretty. Let's do some blush. This blush has been my jam for the last month. I've been using either this, or if I want to go like the more pink mauve route, I've been using Tarte Exposed a lot, but this is a Rimmel Maxi blush, and it's a matte blush. The color is called Sweet Cheeks. I've just been loving the little hint of color it's been giving my cheeks. And sometimes I add highlighter to that. Becca Opal looks so, so good on top of that blush. But today, since I have a little bit of texture on my cheeks because I have the one little breakout on this side and then I have my little eye irritation, I don't want to add I don't want to add any shimmer on top of that because that might accentuate the texture. And I'm just going to do my eyebrows. So this is the Colourpop Brow Gel. Whenever I'm using this or the Glossier Boy Brow, I like to do the brow gel first and then I go in with a powder to fill it in, because if I do powder first and then I go in with the brow gel, the brow gel can be too wet, so it removes the powder. Really want to try the Hourglass brow gels, those fiber ones. Those look really, really good. And I know that there's going to be another VIB sale this weekend, so I think I'm going to do that. I'm actually not VIB Rouge anymore, which is hard to believe. I used to be a VIB Rouge, but not this year. But Sephora is just so convenient because it's a one-stop shop, and they have everything now. They have Charlotte Tilbury, they have Tom Ford. They literally have all my favorite beauty brands. I always feel like an eye look does not come together properly until mascara is added. Still using the Burberry. If you want a bougie mascara in the VIB sale and you like separation and volume, the Burberry it's called Cat Lashes. Cat Lashes mascara is very, very good. And I have 3 nude lip options. First is DIOR Incognito. This is such a unique nude, and it's very, very cool toned. It's like a mauvey nude, but it has a gray cool tone running through it, and the formula is very buildable. It's very light, it's got a nice shine to it. Then another lip product that I absolutely love is NARS Bahama. It's very much like a 90s. I really love this lip pencil. As you can see, it's like half of it is gone. It's really, really flattering. It's gorgeous. And sometimes I even use this just as a lip liner, and I cover it up with a bit of a lighter lipstick. This is a beautiful color. And then a recent love has been this new LANCOME lipstick. This is from their new collection, which is called L'Absolu Rouge Drama Matte. This is color number 510, Ardent Sand. It straddles the world of pink and peach perfectly. It's such a well-balanced nude. It looks really good. It's such a beautiful matte formula. The only thing about this is that it has a very, very strong rose lipstick scent, so if you are not into that, you might be bothered by this. I would have liked this more if it was unscented, but the formula is stunning, and I like to actually apply this with my fingers. This gives a more subtle look because this is a very, very opaque matte formula, but I find that for every day, if I just press it in with my fingers, I get a little bit of a softer look. And I do like to wear a little bit of gloss on top, and still loving this gloss. I've been talking about it. I feel like I've been talking about it all year. I love this. This is the gloss for people that hate lip gloss. I'm not a big lip gloss lover, but this is so, so, so good. It is almost like a glossy lip balm. It feels so nourishing and hydrating on the lips. It's so thin, it's not sticky at all. It's the Becca Liptuitive Glow Gloss, and it only comes in this one color. It's clear on my lips, but it has very, very subtle, like purple and pink shimmer running through it. It's not very detectable, like it won't make your lips look blue or purple or anything like that. It just has a very, very subtle, multi-dimensional shine to it, but it feels so good. It has a beautiful subtle coconut scent. I think especially if your lips are more dry in the fall and winter, but you like a glossy finish, this gloss will not dry out your lips at all. It actually feels really, really nourishing on, and it's not sticky. I think you can still get this on Sephora. And that is the finished look. Let me know what your go-to products are when you are feeling in a funk. What beauty products make you feel better the second you put them on? I would love to hear about your favorites below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.